All right. Welcome to another episode of the Marketing Schools podcast. My name is Erica Martin. I am your host and your friend when it comes to all things marketing. Today, we are going to talk about what is a personal brand versus a business brand and why the heck should I care? So let's talk a little bit about that. When I am working with someone, they often ask, what kind of a brand should I have? Should I go under my business name? Should I go under my name? What makes sense, right? So let's break it down. And you guys are going to walk away with a really good understanding of what kind of, when it comes to your business, what kind of name you should have. So a personal brand is basically built around an individual's name. So for example, on social media, TikTok, Instagram, I am under my name as Erica Martin, and then I have, what I do after that. So that is more set up as a personal brand. And it kind of reflects more of an individual's personality, their values, and their unique story. So it focuses more on me than my business. My business name is Martin Media Company. Now, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't need to know that. That is what I do all of the other stuff under. My program under that name is called the Marketing Schools. And because there's not just one school, there's multiple schools, and that's why I named it that. So that's what we do. Instead of creating everything under the Marketing Schools, I put it under my name because it builds connection. It builds a better, like I said, unique story around me. Why did I create this? All of that. Our job on social media, our number one job is to stand out from the crowd. If you were another business doing the same thing as the people right down the street from you, you're not going to stand out. So we want to do things where we're standing out, we're really unique, we're different. A personal brand and telling your story over time when it comes to marketing is going to help you stand out much better. So that's what a personal brand is. A business brand is a brand that's basically the company's identity, focusing on products, services, and a corporate persona. Now, in some cases, when you have businesses, which I work with a ton of businesses, where they're a collective group of people and they can't be under one name, that is okay. We have to then go under the business name, and we handle that a little bit different. I work with businesses that are B2B, so business to business, or business to consumer. I work with both. So when we are creating content for them, we're gonna kind of position it a little bit different than if it was for my own brand. So the key differences are authority, relatability, and connection when it comes to a personal brand. And a business brand tends to be more polished, professional, and product-centric. What do they offer? Their service. Now, let's talk a little bit about something here. When you go out and you look up the Elon Musk and you look up Tesla, who has more followers? Who do you think? Elon Musk has more followers. The founder of Microsoft, and I don't even know his name, so don't come after me for that one, but his personal brand has double the followers than Microsoft does. Why? Because people connect with people. They connect with humans. They don't always want to connect with the business. They know the business is there to sell them something. Even though us as humans are trying to, we're trying to build that connection, and businesses are taken I'm still trying to sell products, right? That's what I do. I offer coaching services. I offer marketing school. I offer all of that. But when people come to us as humans from person to person, that guard is down. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So why does a personal brand resonate on social media more? Like I said, it builds connection with people, not logos, not a faceless profile picture. The other key to having a personal brand and having a profile picture, whether on all social media platforms, is you want to make sure that you are connecting and people can see your eyes. People will react to profile pictures if they can see your eyes. If you're too far back in the photo and they can't see your eyes, there's the whole psychology around that. You want them to be able to see your eyes as much as possible. It's connection. It builds rapport. So personal brands can share their journeys, their struggles, their successes, and it also gets the emotion, right? So the previous episode of this podcast, we've talked about buyer psychology and why people buy things. There's emotional driven buyers, and people buy with emotion more than they buy with logic. So that personal brand will always, like I said, outperform. So entrepreneurs like Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk has a slew of businesses, right? There's a ton of businesses that he owns. He still runs everything under Gary Vaynerchuk. Why? Because it works. It builds trust. You know, if you heard one of his company names, that most of us don't even know the company names because we don't care. We know it's Gary Vaynerchuk. He's built this persona, and that's what we can connect with. So back to why a personal brand resonates, it also builds trust. People want to trust other people. If you had, if you guys were all, if I was marketing to you under my company name and you never saw my face, you would have no idea if I was a group of, 55-year-old men or 22-year-old, young kids. You would have no idea. The fact is that you can meet with me and I kind of pull in that, 40 to 50-year-old age group. And again, that's my age group, and I'm probably because I'm connecting with those people. So we're building trust. We can also do more storytelling. It's harder to market a business if you have, again, this is if you have the choice between a personal brand and a business brand. It is harder to market the business name and tell the story because the story just doesn't stick. It doesn't resonate like a personal brand does. So we have that storytelling angle, and storytelling is what makes us different. There are a million influencers on TikTok. There are a million content creators. There's like a billion on all of the platforms. Our job on these platforms is to stand out and be different. How can we be different? That will get us noticed, and that will get us more likes, views, and all of the things. And also, a personal brand, the algorithm favors engagement. You can get more engagement if you have a personal brand. So let's talk a little bit more about the power of storytelling and personal brand. Why does your story matter? Like I just said, it makes you different. Every single person out there has a different story. You guys come from a different place than I come from, right? I went to college with a lot of people that graduated with a marketing degree. We all went on different paths. Everybody. We all had a different experience. We had different stories. We did different things with those educations. That story of what I did after college, going into the whole process of working for Target, like that sets me apart. And again, somebody that went to college with me and went down a different path, that sets them apart because they have their own story. So we want to share the story to build that like, know, and trust factor and tell people in bite sizes, where did you start? How did you overcome a hurdle, an objection? How did that all work? I tell people the story about when I worked for Target Corporation. When I wanted to get my job at Target, I graduated college and I knew I either could go the agency route or I could go down the path of working for in-house in a corporation. I knew I wanted to be in-house in a corporation. There were so many benefits. For one, now owning an agency, it's a lot of hours. It's a long day, a lot of hours, and I knew an agency would be extremely demanding. So that's why I decided I wanted to go down the corporate route. There was a lot more benefits. I had my eye on that. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, and I said, I want to work for Target. I'm going to work there. I went downtown. I saw the cool building in Minneapolis with the lights above it, and I'm like, I want to work there. That's where I want to work. I interviewed 5 or 6 jobs there, and I applied for every job. I had a degree in marketing. I applied for receptionist jobs. I applied, of course, for a ton of marketing jobs. I applied for every type of job that I could find at Target Corp, knowing that I could just get my foot in the door because it was really hard to get in. I did, through all of my interviews, I did 23 interviews there. So applying for these 5 jobs, they put you through a terrible, horrible interview process, meeting with so many people, teams, panels, boards, HR, taking quizzes, taking tests. And it's a month-long process for each one, but 23 times. I was like, okay, the last one, I'm like, I I applied for a marketing strategy job. I was working as a marketing strategist and kind of a marketing PR person for a law firm. And I thought, this has got to be it. I have to get this job. I went in, I applied, I got the job offer. After all of the interviewing, I got the job offer and I was like, finally. So I quit my job at the law firm that day. Not cool. That's not cool to do. That burns a bridge or two. But this firm had a lot of bad things happening. I knew it was going down anyways, and they did shut their doors like 6 months later. So I thought, I don't care anyways. I would not recommend that. But that's what I did. So I got into Target. I worked there for 10 years, had a wonderful job, loved it. Got to meet some super cool famous people, got to be on boards where I got to sit next to famous people. It was awesome. But I knew something was missing. Something wasn't right. I was sitting in a cubicle with no windows, and I didn't like that part. I was like, there's more. Someone else is controlling my income. Someone else is telling me what to do when I know what to do and I want to drive my own thing. So I started a side business on year 9. My dog is going to bark. I started a side business. 1 second. Okay. I will cut that out of the... I will cut that out. So this is what happens when you have dogs and you're going live. Okay. So I started a side business on year 9 of working for Target. And my husband and I started a company. It was a frame company. We built these frames, got them into our clients that were going to sell them. And we were like in 50 states in like 6 months. It blew up quick. So I was able to quit my job. It was doing what I want to do. And then it kind of transpired from there. From there, I just started business after business, sold the business, and went from there. Now, I just shared a long version of my personal story of why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? And with that, I could chunk that up and turn that into social media content of sharing my why, talking about the challenges. It's not easy. None of us, if anyone is on here saying this, you have an easy, simple ride, they are lying to you. There are bumps along the way, right? Sharing those bumps makes you vulnerable, makes you a human. People connect with humans. So you want to share those stories and tell people, why are you doing what you're doing? To build a personal brand that outperforms a business, you have to be transparent. You have to be authentic, and it has to consist of storytelling. You want to directly engage with your audience, respond to comments, ask for feedback, all of that in a personal brand. You also want to create major value. People will return to you if they think there's a ton of value there, right? Create value by being consistent with social media, proving your value in your audience and talking about why are you the expert? People need to know, why should they listen to you? And I don't care if you're an influencer. I don't care if you are selling some kind of a service, a health coaching, any type of a service, whatever it is, people come to you because they're paying for your knowledge. It's like the Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee. And his method of jab, 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 right hook. If you've not read that book, it's very good. It is give, 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 and then ask for. People will give. They will give to you if they feel like they've been appreciated and the value is there. So if you have a business brand that you want to transfer over to a personal brand, here's a few things. Start small. Share more about you behind the scenes, your business. If you have employees, share more about them. Start bringing that personal side slowly in. Humanize your business. If you're running a business brand, introduce like personal elements. Maybe do like a kickoff webinar where they get to ask you questions or meet with you. All of that. Share a day in the life. Those are all of the things that I would do in order to start that personal brand. So really quick, if you are able to choose between a personal or a business brand, I highly recommend the personal brand and then lead them to your business. That's what we need to do, is lead them over. So share your story, share what you do, and this should drastically change your numbers and help you really get the notice that you need. So thank you for checking in on the Marketing School and tuning in today. Please check the link below for our advisory offers. We have 2 wonderful programs where I will help you grow your marketing, this is what I do. I've been doing this for a very long time and I want to help you succeed. So have a great day.